Hello everyone, I'm Chef Bruce Brown and welcome to the Ingles table. I'm getting ready to show you how to make my version of shrimp pad thai. It has some really different ingredients, but this is a great recipe with a little bit of spice, a lot of flavor. I easily found everything I needed right at my local Ingles, and I got it all right here for you. So let's get started. So the first pad thai kind of goes in sections. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have 2 lightly beaten eggs into my wok. I'm going to pour just a little bit of oil. Make sure it gets swirled around. And we're going to put the eggs right in here and get them cooking. Now, the egg is going to slide right out onto a surface and cool. Make sure it gets flat, just like that. Now, while the egg is cooling, we're going to cook our shrimp. Just a little bit more oil. Put our shrimp in here and make sure that they get to around 300 degrees, so it's starting to turn pink, but we're going to let them finish in the pad thai in the very end. We just want to get them just started. While the shrimp is cooking, now comes the sauce. And I like making my sauce in a measuring cup. It just makes it easier to pour out because you're going to use half of it in the pad thai and save half for afterwards. So I've got 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a 1/4 cup or 4 tablespoons of lime juice. If you use fresh squeezed lime juice, even better. A tablespoon of brown sugar, and chili sauce. Chili sauce you can buy if you want to use sriracha, use whatever you like. 2 tablespoons minimum. You know what? I don't measure chili sauce. I like chili sauce. So we're gonna put a little extra chili sauce in there, but that's for me. Stir this together. That's our sauce. Set that off on the side. Okay, now the shrimp is starting to cook and get pinked up. Very good. We're going to take these right out and put them right back out in the bowl that they came from. Now, here's where we're going to get started. A little more oil. We're going to start with the hardest vegetables. I've got a cup of carrots, a cup of scallions, just the whites, where we save the greens for garnishing afterwards. About a 1/2 cup of diced up pepper. For this one, I really like using a red bell pepper for color, just like that. And a little bit of garlic, maybe a tablespoon of garlic. Get this all stirred together. Now, before we go any further with these, we're going to take these off, set them on the side, put another skillet on, just a touch more oil, and something that a lot of people don't use, but I think in my opinion, you really need it for pad thai, and that's tofu. I like using this tofu. It's a firm tofu, about 12 ounces I have diced up, and I'm just going to dump in here, and we're going to get this tofu cooked up and starting to brown a little bit. And the good thing about tofu, I know a lot of people, it's taken on that aura. There's a lot of people that has a stigma against tofu. Tofu adds a creamy type texture and flavor, but it absorbs the flavor of everything else you're cooking with it. So it's not going to taste like tofu. It's going to taste like the onions, the peppers, the shrimp, the sauce, everything that we cook with the tofu. It's just going to add a really nice texture. All right, our tofu is starting to lightly tan and brown. We're going to put the tofu right in on top of the carrots and the peppers and the onions and the garlic, and get the tofu ready to start absorbing all those flavors from those great vegetables. Now, remember our egg? We still have a fried egg here. I'm going to take that egg, it's very flat, I'm going to roll it up. It's just like a form of chiffonade with basil, except I'm going to use a fried egg. Now that it's rolled, I'm just going to dice thin little ribbons of fried egg. Since I'm doing it on a cutting board, you just pick up the whole cutting board, dump that in there, dump the shrimp back in. Now this is starting to look really good. Now it's still missing just a couple of things. If you remember correctly, we made our sauce with the chili sauce and the lime juice, the brown sugar. I'm gonna pour, there's probably about one and a quarter cups here. I'm gonna pour about half the sauce in on top and reserve the rest of the sauce for drizzling on the final product with our plate. Stir this together. And our rice noodles. Now this was a full 1 pound package of rice noodles. For this recipe, it's gonna use about half of the rice noodles. So we're gonna pick up about half the rice noodles. That looks pretty good. Get the shrimp and everything stirred in together with the noodles. They're all combined, just like this. Now, we're gonna put a lid on the wok, let it steam in there for about a minute or 2 minutes, just long enough to get everything all warmed up through, get all the flavors melted together. Now, to garnish. If you wanna put just a little bit more of the sauce, I like to just like drizzle it around. And then we have loads of things to garnish it with. Remember we have the whites from the green onions? How about a little the green onion, the scallions itself? Finely minced up. I've got some red peppers. I like a little bit of heat mine, so I have a minced up or a sliced up poblano pepper. I'll put a little bit of poblano on mine. Crushed roasted peanuts. A little fresh minced up cilantro leaves. And my final thing that I really like, I like bean sprouts. I can't help it. Bean sprouts all over the top. Just like that. And that, my friends, is my version of shrimp pad thai. I think it's one of the best Oriental dishes that I do, and I really like this for something different to do at home. And you don't have to order it out. You can make it yourself, because you know what? You've spent time with me here today at the Ingles table, and I thank you for that. Don't miss out on all the other great tips, tricks, and recipes that can all be found on the website at ingles-markets.com. I'll see you next time.